management on the Ellenwood Ranch in northeastern Wyoming, in the wild blue yonder underneath the stars, to our many entertaining and quite often interesting FFA trips, and all the adventures in between. Seth has been right there with us, going on what seemed a new adventure every day growing up.
If you haven't heard many of the stories and are looking for a good laugh, you better have some time to sit down, as there is quite an abundance of them. Seth has always been a great friend, leader, and teammate from the beginning, and we couldn't be more proud of where he is today.
Seth has always been like a big brother to us, keeping us in line and check as we've grown up. We're looking forward to see how far he'll go in life, and we are sure he'll be very successful. We are honored to introduce to you for the last time your 2015-2016 Wyoming State Vice President, Seth Thiele.
Smoke hangs in the air, carrying the smell of burnt hair. A calf lets out a bawl to its mom as she returns that echoing cry. The labored breathing of a horse can be heard as he pulls hard into the saddle. I slowly back my horse into the corner of the pen. At a branding, each person takes turns roping and dragging calves to the fire, and this was the first time I'd ever been allowed to do so. I was just 9 years old and my gut was in a twist as I uncoiled my rope and threw loop after loop, trying to catch one of those pesky calves. Nothing seemed to be cooperating, and after what felt like forever, I finally had the perfect loop. It set in that horseshoe shape right in front of the calf's back feet, and as if my horse knew, he steps forward, gives that calf the slightest nudge, and he steps into my loop, and bam, it was on. My head's in a whirlwind, but I quickly put a dally on the saddle horn as I'd been taught to do, turned my horse, and dragged that calf to the fire. After that calf was branded and vaccinated, I turned him loose, and I knew that it was my ride. Each person has one or two items they grow up with that distinguishes who they are and creates their ride. For some like my brother, it's a basketball. Others like my sister, it's a paddleboard. And maybe for you, it's a hunting rifle. Close your eyes. What is that item that has created your ride? No matter what that item is, it serves a very important purpose in defining who we are and forming our ride. Any kid who grows up in the rodeo or ranching atmosphere has that one saddle that they grow up in. It's where we chase our first steer down the arena, spin our first cloverleaf pattern, or for me, it's where I wrote my first calf in the branding pen. Our saddle is usually given to us by the most important people in our lives, whether it be our parents, grandparents, or good friends. They teach us how to put on the saddle, how to sit in that saddle, and how to treat that horse under our saddle. But the most important lesson they teach us is how to hold on for dear life when that horse under us goes to bucking. Now, that item that we were talking about earlier, that has created me and my ride, is my saddle. When I was younger, that's the only place I wanted to be. It didn't matter where we were going or what we were doing. I wanted to be in that place I felt at home. Recall your item. What about it defines you? What about it creates your ride? Just as my saddle creates my ride, your item continues to form and shape your ride on a daily basis. I've learned many valuable lessons in my saddle, and my saddle is my morals and values in life. It's where I grew up. It's where I always wanted to be. Now, when I was 17, I knew I needed a new saddle. My old saddle was becoming worn out and too small, and frankly, I just needed a new saddle. Mom and Dad let me choose out that new saddle I wanted. They gave me the reins and allowed me to form my ride according to those morals and values they instilled in me when I was just a child. I searched for nearly 3 months before I found that perfect saddle for me, and here she sits. It has a pencil-rolled seat, rough out leather, a strong tree and horn, and a deep-set seat to allow me to stick on a young horse who's feeling just a little too frisky on a cool spring morning. Now, think about your item again. Just as my saddle continues to guide and shape my life, how has your item changed since you were young and continued to form your ride? My new saddle encompasses all my morals and values that my parents instilled in me, while encompassing so many more that I've acquired along the way. My saddle allows me to go out and explore, while also having a place to call home, where my roots lie. Now, any person knows that a saddle is useless without a horse. The horses we ride are like our life. We take our saddle and throw it onto our horse or our life. Our parents usually give us good horses to ride when we are young. They teach us many lessons about our horses or life, but we learn just as many or even more lessons from the horses or life itself. Sometimes that old mare throws us for a loop, but with our parents' echoing words of "cowboy up," we climb back on that horse and show him just who really is the boss. Think back to your item again. How does it keep you grounded? How does it allow you to climb back on through the tough times? Just like when I rode in the branding pen for the first time, my saddle continues to allow me to stay tight to my horse. It continues to keep me grounded to my roots. My saddle, you need to have a strong saddle in life to ride through the tough times, to stay on that mare when she goes to bucking, but also to go through the good times. Our strong morals and values allow us to go through the bad times, through the good times, and continue forming our ride. Recall your item one last time. How are you going to keep it true to you? How are you going to keep it close to yourself? Wyoming FFA, always remember to hold tight to your saddle and never, ever sell it. And always remember, it's your ride.
about what it's like to be the only guy on the team, but the truth is, you've been the best big brother we could have ever asked for. Thank you for making road trips, wrestling matches, and basically any time a good time. Thank you for making fun of my lisp, for making me feel individual, I think I speak for all of us when I say I can't thank you enough for all the phone calls you didn't have to make. Wyoming FFA, for the last time, your 2015-2016 First Vice President, or as I like to call him, Clown Number